Hi, welcome to NeighborWorks Green Bay. We solve housing challenges and build stronger communities. Come on in.
Thank you for joining us today. My name is Chris Boland. I'm the board chair with NeighborWorks Green Bay. Today you're going to learn a little bit about what we do and what you've been funding and plan to hopefully continue to fund.
Hi, I'm Noel Halvorsen, President and CEO of NeighborWorks Green Bay. We've been serving Northeast Wisconsin since 1982 with a variety of homeownership and housing renovation services. Our staff is strong, our finances are good, and we're doing some exciting work here in the community. But we've got some challenges ahead of us. We're going to talk about those today.
You know, one of the things we do at NeighborWorks is we solve housing challenges. Right now, there's a significant number of challenges that people are facing, whether it's access to affordable housing or the ability to build at a reasonable rate. In addition, that coupled with the labor shortage that we're facing has really created a unique marketplace.
Our community is facing some significant challenges in the housing market. We have household formation that's exceeding building permits. That means that there's nearly 2,000 new households in our community for which there haven't been apartments or homes built. We've also got construction prices increasing daily because of material costs rising. We've got a labor shortage in construction in the trades. And housing prices themselves have increased 37% just the last 3 years.
Yeah, it's really created some challenges. You know, at NeighborWorks, what we try to do is we solve housing challenges. So as a board, we've been working hard to find different ways and unique ways that we can look to solve some of these challenges, whether it's building smaller homes or buying and rehabbing more homes, in addition to adding to our portfolio of rental properties. You know, our role in the community is much bigger than just what we're talking about today. We have some fantastic partnerships that help us, you know, with the Bridges program, which is youth build, getting people involved and excited about being in the trades, to NeighborWorks Week, where we have engaged a significant number of volunteers to help people that are in their homes that otherwise couldn't help themselves to make things even better. You know, we also have some other partnerships too.
Yeah, I mean, we've got great relationships with local government, trying to solve these challenges together, and even financial institution partners like yourself. We talk with area lenders and financial institutions to figure out, are there tools in the toolbox that we can create or that we can pull out or create to make an impact on housing in our community.
So today, we appreciate you joining us and taking the time to learn more about the organization that you've been supporting and hopefully will continue to support. You're going to hear from volunteers with the organization. You're going to hear from people that have been impacted and utilize the services of the organization. So through that, we look forward to your continued support.
Hello, Tim Dennison, Project Manager at NeighborWorks Green Bay, and welcome to this year's new build at 1064 Shawano Avenue. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-story, and why don't we go take a look? So here we are in the main space of the first floor. It's a universal space. You can use it how you wish, dining, living, entertainment. And behind me is the work area, kitchen, first floor laundry and counters. And then in the back of the building here is a full master suite with a full bath and a powder room for guests. So up the stairs behind me is the second floor. It's got 2 bedrooms, 1 full bath, and it's got nice big closets with cubbies for extra storage. So how did this all get started? 6 or 7 years ago, a number of players in the building industry got together. Due to the shortage in the workforce, workers had left the industry to work in other industries during the recession, and they never came back. So that, coupled with no new talent joining the industry, was creating a big problem. So we came up with the Bridges program.
The Bridges program allows students to have a work-based experience while they're in high school. They get high school credit and they get college credit at NWTC for free. So they're that much further ahead should they choose to go into the carpentry program at TC.
Why? Because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I honestly didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I wanted to go into construction or proceed in my school until our counselor, Ms. Brown, actually told me about this program. She told me about NeighborWorks before I left to Honduras. Say, hey, keep it in mind while you're there. I came back, I wanted to do it.
Ricardo's great. He came to me, little to no direction. School wasn't his thing, wasn't going the best for him. So he was looking for a direction. And he told me, he said, Ferk, what I really want is to make my mom proud. I want to be able to help support her. I need to find a way to make money. And I'm like, I can help you make money, but you have to help yourself. You have to work. So you have to show up every day on time. You have to be respectful. And while you're at work, you have to give your employer a full day's work.
Oh Lord, that's the man I want to be. Like, that was the first, person that actually believed, that didn't, when I told him I didn't want to go to school, he didn't freak out. He's like, all right, man, here's this plan. This is what you got to do. This is what you got to do to pay your mom bills. This is what you got to do. And I love that. And I love that. I love that. I love hearing it. I just love someone believing in me. And, someone would tell me the coast honest truth. I love that. And, that's something I carry to this day. I thank him every time.
Without NeighborWorks Green Bay, Bridges would have a hard time existing. NeighborWorks Green Bay provides the funding. They provide the logistics. They provide the insurance, the licensing, everything that needs to be done. The school district clearly wouldn't be in the business of building houses. They don't have the funding for it. We don't have the right people, it's just not going to happen. So without the logistics and the funding of NeighborWorks, Bridges couldn't exist.
This program is a win for everyone. It's a win for the school district. It's a win for the students. It's a win for NeighborWorks Green Bay because we are revitalizing the neighborhood, helping the industry that is very important to us. And it's a win for the city of Green Bay, who are our partners on this, as the neighborhood gets improved. And it's a win for the donors. The donors love this program because of what it does for the kids, what it does for the industry, as most donors come from industry. And they just love the idea of helping out industry and making a win for everyone.
And the students get to learn skills that they can take and go on beyond high school, but they also get to kind of give back because we're building homes right in their communities. I always tell them the great thing about the program is 50 years from now, you're going to be able to drive your grandchildren by the street and say, when I was in high school, I built that, right? Not a lot of things you do in high school are going to be there 50 years from now.
It's a great program. NeighborWorks and FERC have partnered up and done great things together, honestly. And I'm just a kid, I'm just a kid from Green Bay, and it's done wonders for me. And it does wonders for me. And, it's helped me learn. It's helped me learn. And I think it's an opportunity for someone to get out of their comfort space. You want to get out of your comfort zone. You don't want to be in the same place. You're not growing. You want to grow. And that's the best thing.
So how does this story end? The Bridges team will be done in a couple of weeks when their school year is done, and then we'll finish up the home for sale. And we're already started on putting together next year's project, a smaller home on the east side, and the Bridges team will again start the process of building the new home. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for your support.
Thank you very much for your support of NeighborWorks Green Bay. Without your support, Bridges wouldn't be possible.
Thank you for supporting NeighborWorks Green Bay.
June 5th through 12th is National NeighborWorks Week, a time when NeighborWorks organizations across the country celebrate their community impact. At NeighborWorks Green Bay, we take this opportunity to bring together staff, volunteers, and donors to solve housing challenges and build stronger communities. 2 years ago, NeighborWorks Green Bay built townhomes on Jackson Street, across from Navarino Park. Our team landscaped the site, including shrubs, mulch, and grass, and paved the way for new families to move into these homes. This year, we are hosting 2 volunteer events. Our renovation project at 301 South Quincy is nearly complete and ready for landscaping. Another project at 216 South Jackson has recently been re-sided and is in need of landscaping to complete the new look. Join us in celebrating the work of our volunteers in building a stronger community.
Leadership Green Bay is a phenomenal program that engages professionals around the area to give back to their community and to learn about their community. Throughout many years, there have been tremendous projects done by these Leadership Green Bay small groups.
The Family Center really helps our community by helping to bring families back together again. It's a place where people can learn how to be parents, better parents. It's a place where people that can connect with their children. And imagine, these are children that are very, very small in many cases, and to be able to connect with your parents on a regular basis in a place that's really safe really has a lot of different opportunities.
And Glenn Telot, who happenstance was assigned as our group leader from Leadership Green Bay, really had this project in his mind before our group even showed up. And Glenn was so sensitive about it. He said, well, I have this idea for a family center and there are kids in need and Brown County would really benefit from it. And so our group looked at a number of options, and then probably because we love Glenn so much, we said, we're gonna do a project for the Family Center.
I got involved really initially because Michael Schwartz called me. I've worked with Michael in the community for many, many years, and I just admire and trust and respect him. When he gets involved with something, and he's a very, very, very busy person, and he decides that this is going to be something worth doing, I listen. So I got very curious by the phone call that we had with Michael, and we set up some time to come and meet with Noel and others, Glenn Telot. And both my husband and I asked a lot of questions, but Michael and the Leadership Green Bay team had done their homework, and Noel was very open about the risks as well as the opportunities for this project, and we decided to come on board.
And then we sat down with Noel, and he said, you're probably not gonna be able to do this. He helped us see reality a little bit. He said, essentially, because our group wanted to move from just renting to possibly buying a space and seeing a space.
I think NeighborWorks is willing to go the extra mile. I don't think they consider themselves within a very narrow context of this is all we do and this is all we're gonna do. As Michael talked about, the whole idea around the Family Center, they came to NeighborWorks, and NeighborWorks said, well, we could do this, we could do this, we can do this, we can get these people involved. Have you thought about that? They took that concept of a family center that Michael and Leadership Green Bay were thinking about and really expanded it and made it even bigger and made it even better to serve families in Brown County.
Our group got going, asking for donors, asking for participation. I think the fact that Glenn knew the territory, Glenn Telot knew the territory so well, knew the players involved, I think because we had NeighborWorks helping to drive the logistics, saying this is what you'll need to do, these are the contracts, this is the redesign. And as we started to have some success with fundraising, NeighborWorks said, and we're gonna help too.
You know, like many other things that Brown County, when it makes up its mind to get things done, citizens and organizations and individuals come together to make it happen. The Family Center really is a unique place. I think definitely in Wisconsin and perhaps beyond Wisconsin, but to have a community come together, led by a group from Leadership Green Bay and working with NeighborWorks, pulling this together, making it happen, funding it, and operating it is really, really very unique. It's very special, not only because of the place that it is, but the way it came together.
The impact will be exponential. I think it will change just the nature of the foster care system in Brown County. I think it gives both the parents, the child, the foster parents, as well as the people working in Brown County, the type of push they need to feel like this is amazing work that can be done. And I think it really does it. So thank you so much for joining with NeighborWorks on this journey. And please continue considering partnering with them. The work they're doing in this community is vital for its transformation. The Family Center is just one small example of the good work that NeighborWorks does. There are so many projects, as you know, that are critical to making Green Bay a better place to live and work and raise a family. So thank you for joining with NeighborWorks as they do this very important work.
You know, one of the great experiences we have working with NeighborWorks is all the partners and partnerships that are developed. And I think if it weren't for the great work that NeighborWorks does, people wouldn't come back. So I want to thank NeighborWorks. I really want to thank all the great partners that not only made the Family Center work, but that really, really helped support NeighborWorks. And without your help, without your donations, without your connections, your leadership, your time and talents, we wouldn't be where we are today. Thank you very much.
From building and renovating homes to promoting homeownership and partnering with organizations to create safer spaces for families, NeighborWorks Green Bay is investing in our community. You are part of those efforts and part of our community, and now we'd like to open the conversation and invite you to ask any questions you might have for us.
Our first question today is, how does NeighborWorks Green Bay leverage every dollar that is donated?
That's a fantastic question. We're very fortunate that for every dollar that's invested into NeighborWorks Green Bay, we're able to take that and capitalize on that. And actually, we have some numbers here, Noel, if you want to kind of speak to some of those.
Sure. You know, last year we received $211,467 in gifts and grants, and we turned that into a whole bunch of production. For example, 1,025 households received housing, counseling, and education services.
Yeah, and this was in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic as well. We had 355 prospective buyers that completed our home buyer education classes.
And 125 families purchased homes with our assistance.
5 families were able to purchase homes that were renovated by us.
12 homes or apartments were acquired or renovated by us during the year for sale or occupancy.
Over 149 homeowners received services from us to help preserve home ownership.
And through our partnerships, 39 families borrowed $733,000 to make home repairs that were managed by us.
With that, 253 families live in our rental properties, and this created a total investment into Green Bay and the neighborhoods of over $44 million just in 2020.
Yeah, so those donations, every dollar donated to NeighborWorks Green Bay leveraged $211 of community impact.
Our next question is, what other events are you planning this year?
Well, we're right in the midst of our Good Neighbor Week. During Good Neighbor Week, what we do is go out and do community projects for homeowners in some of our own properties to beautify them and to help homeowners achieve things that they may not be able to do on their own, from cleaning up yards to planting new shrubs and landscaping. And it's really a great effort to have a group of people come together. We also have some other exciting events that are coming up throughout the year.
Yeah, in fact, Chris, yesterday I spent about an hour spreading mulch with one of your fellow board members over on South Jackson Street. It was pretty exciting and a little warm.
A nice cool day for it.
Yeah. So we also have our annual meeting coming up in October, and we'll have some other volunteer events in late September that you'll want to watch our social media for.
Question is, what are some of the current challenges with affordable housing in Brown County, and what is NeighborWorks Green Bay doing to alleviate those challenges?
Sure. Some of the challenges facing affordable housing is just access to affordable housing right now. With real estate being as competitive as it is right now, a lot of the more affordable homes are going to cash buyers or investment buyers. So we're looking at different ways that we can participate and bring some affordable housing to the community.
Yeah, this is a big challenge because we've got rising costs, we've got limited stock of available homes, we've got people wanting to purchase homes. It's really difficult for modest income families to find that home. They might get beat out in the purchase process by other people who are willing to go without contingencies or to offer more than asking price. And we've got to come together as a community
around this. It's not just going to be one agency like NeighborWorks Green Bay. It's not going to be the government that's going to fix this. It's not going to be financial institutions. We're all going to have to work together to figure out how to meet this challenge. And part of it is just building more homes. We need to build more homes. We need to build more apartments so that there's just housing available for the growth in population and households in our community.
Definitely.
What types of projects do you wish you could do if you had more funding?
Boy, that's a great question, and there's many different directions we can go. NeighborWorks is a great organization from the standpoint that there's more than just one thing we do. We don't just develop homes or rehab homes or provide grant lending for homebuyer education. So I think, a multitude of things. One of the things that we're kind of excited about and working on right now is idea of building smaller homes, access to smaller homes that would be more affordable in the marketplace. So, some other things. I mean, I smile because I know Noel has an idea list that probably could go on for a long time.
Right. Yeah, certainly there's lots of opportunities in a community like ours and in the broader region. I think that Chris mentioned a great one, building some smaller homes. We'd like to look at even building, maybe whole neighborhoods someday. I think the other thing too, when I look at what's happening in the market, when we see homes that have been owner-occupied for decades and are now being snapped up by investors, I'd like to see some way for us to get in there ahead of those investors, purchase that home, take care of some of the maybe the code deficiencies on that, and get that home into the hands of an owner-occupant. We need to figure some of that out too. Not that nobody shouldn't be making money in real estate. That's been a time-honored tradition. But I think when it happens at the expense of families who want to make Green Bay their forever home, it's a challenge, and we've got to figure out how to get in between that.
Absolutely.
Our next question is, can anyone take the homebuyer education, or do you have to qualify as low income?
That's a fantastic question. The homebuyer education is open and available to anybody who would like to participate in it. We see customers from all different demographics, high income earners to low and moderate income individuals taking part in this class. I think anybody who is looking to purchase a home, especially their first home, should definitely make the investment of time to go through the course. There's so much valuable information that you don't even really think of, when you're becoming a first-time home buyer. So anybody can take the class. I highly recommend it. I'm fortunate enough as a board member to be able to participate in some of the classes and talk about different things. But I mean, we serve people all over the state with our homebuyer education.
Yeah, definitely. If you're thinking about buying a home, or if you wonder if you might be able to achieve home ownership, or somebody who's thinking about those things, recommend that class. Anybody can take it. And if you think about it, even you out there who are homeowners, how often do you purchase a home in your life? It's once in a blue moon. And so our classes can help you catch up with the jargon, with the ins and outs of the programs, the various financing options that might be out there, and just learn how to go through that process and navigate it successfully.
Yeah, there's a lot of great information in that class.
What other programs and services do you have for home buyers?
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, we do have some down payment and closing cost assistance loans available, and that's a key tool. Now, there may be some restrictions on that of fund availability. If you're a very modest income person, we might be able to help you purchase a home anywhere in the community. If you might have a slightly higher income, then we may constrain that geography to, say, the near downtown neighborhoods. We want to create some economic diversity in our neighborhoods, and we can do that with our loan program requirements. In addition to that, and the classes that we do offer one-on-one homebuyer counseling so that you can go through the process of putting together a household budget, looking at your spending habits, looking at the way that you manage your money in your household, and learn from an expert who can guide you to maybe think about the choices you're making and how they're going to impact your ability to purchase and sustain home ownership, and put together a plan that's going to work for you and your family.
We also help homeowners stay in their homes. We have foreclosure counseling for people that are facing foreclosure, and oftentimes, that gives them a path to be able to save the home. Some other things that we do from time to time are community classes, on gardening or home upkeep or getting your house ready for winter, different programs along those lines.
Yes, and including home equity conversion mortgage counseling, which is a funny term. If you've heard of reverse mortgages, that's what that is. Sometimes, seniors might have some equity in their home but limited income, and we can help figure out ways that you might be able to tap the equity in your home and maintain some of your living expenses that way.
What do you think the biggest opportunity for Green Bay or NeighborWorks is for this upcoming year?
Why don't you take it from the board perspective, Chris?
I think from the board perspective, our biggest opportunity is to continue to find unique ways to serve the community. I really think that there's a lot of steam behind the small homes project right now, and the idea of what we can do from, potentially, like Noel said, building neighborhoods and building communities. So, I think that's one of the areas that we're really excited about, that we're really looking at. The other thing that I would say one of the great opportunities is just to continue to get the importance of homebuyer education out there and the homebuyer counseling. We have a great team at NeighborWorks that does this, and it's just an invaluable asset to somebody to go through that. So, spreading the word and slowing people down in the process to take the time to go through that class, I think, is really important.
Yeah. I think being a part of the dialogue that's happening in the community about housing and the availability of housing and the affordability of housing, we're doing that through a number of channels right now, and being at the table and sharing our creativity with our community partners is great. I know together we'll come up with some creative solutions to some of the things we're facing, and we'll work up new ideas and new projects that we're not even thinking about today. Mm-hmm. And there's great opportunity for volunteers to get involved in all this as well. And we've got a number of committees that do some of this work. We also have a board of directors that is full of really vibrant and exciting people who are committed to the mission of solving housing challenges and building a stronger community. And so they could reach out to us and maybe get involved that way.
Absolutely. And we're always looking for additional people to come and join the board or get involved in one of our committees and learn more about the organization and share your passion for the community.
One of our participants said, "The home that was built by Bridges looked great. Have Bridges and NeighborWorks built others, or was this your first?"
No, we built a decent number. I think, Noel, you probably are better at what exact number that we built, but we built a number of them with Bridges. And I'll tell you, every time I walk through it, I'm just more and more impressed with the finishes and the workmanship. They're just beautiful homes.
Yeah, the 6th home we've built with the Bridges team. And we've also this year done renovation of a duplex that'll be part of our rental portfolio. So it's really exciting to watch the kids, come to those homes or come to those construction sites, because usually when they get there, it's a hole in the ground, and go from that to that finished home over the course of a school year, and see the growth that they have in terms of learning how to use tools, work together as a team, and take something that's plans on a piece of paper and a site and turn it into what you see in that finished home. It's really exciting.
Now that the pandemic is winding down, will the home repair classes resume? What topics are planned?
Yeah, we've really got a lot of energy built up and demand pent up for our home and life workshops. Those were a hit before COVID shut us all down. And we've done some online things. Our team is working right now to figure out how best to bring those back. They may be starting again with some online offerings, but we'd sure like to get to some in-person workshops in the future, so that people can share with one another, as well as learn from the experts that we bring to the front of the room to help understand everything from, as Chris was saying, gardening to home repair to you name it. We're looking at those things, and if people want to get involved in that, there's volunteer opportunities there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
What inspired you to get involved with NeighborWorks Green Bay?
That's a great question. Why don't you start first with that, Chris?
So, that's really a good question. Originally, I became involved with NeighborWorks kind of through my career, and looking at it from a aspect of learning more about all parts of the lending process. And as I became involved, my passion and my energy for the organization grew almost immediately. And quickly after I joined the board, and I think I've been on the board now since probably 2009 or 10. And the thing that really drives me with NeighborWorks is we're not just a one-faceted organization. We do so many different things, from owning real estate to rehabbing real estate to the home buyer counseling, all the things that we mentioned before. And I kind of joke a little bit with people, but I say you can't get bored with the organization. There's always something exciting going on, and there's really no limit to the ways that we can impact the community with the funding that we receive and the support that we receive from our partnerships. It allows us to do so many different things and think outside of the box.
Yeah, it's a great point. Chris, my experience is a little different. I was actually a business partner in local government, providing demographic analysis and other things to agencies across the community, including NeighborWorks. And then I purchased a home, and I went through the class. I received the counseling. I got a loan and bought a home for my family right here in the neighborhood. And then started volunteering after that, joined the board, and then a few years later there was a vacancy in my position now, and I went after it. And the board hired me, and that was 20 years ago now, and I really enjoy every day in working here. There's so many exciting things to work on, and you can see the results of our efforts. Each time we walk past one of these houses, each time we see a family, loving the home that they're in, or we help somebody stay in a home that they've lived in for a long time, and that's really meaningful and exciting stuff. So it's been a real privilege and a pleasure to work for this organization, and I'm really excited about the future.
Our last question today is, what are you most excited for this year?
You want to take that?
Sure. I think what I'm most excited about this year is that, after the challenges of COVID, we've done some shifting around in the organization. We've added a couple of staff. We've got new staff in our homeownership center that are full of energy and enthusiasm for the programs that we're doing, and they're looking at tweaking and designing new services or redesigning existing services to be even more effective and successful for our clients. We're expanding our partnerships with neighborhood organizations here in Green Bay and throughout the Valley. All of this work is going to be really exciting, and I'm looking forward to increasing our engagement with neighborhood residents throughout our communities as we look together with them at their homes, their neighborhoods, and their overall communities, and we figure out ways for us to meaningfully contribute to the improvement of those communities, and it's just going to be really neat.
Yeah, I mean, for all those reasons, I'm really excited for the year to come. We have so much good energy around NeighborWorks and the things that we're doing in the community, whether it be just right here in the greater Green Bay community, or the opportunity to sit at the table in some other communities and help them understand what we've been able to do and achieve from an affordable housing standpoint. So we've really got a lot of exciting things going on. We have an energetic board, and it's fun to watch. I'm excited every year. It's one of those things, and I've said this to Noel before, that just coming in the building, your energy grows, and you can't wait to be here and hear what we're talking about and what's happening next. So there's so many exciting things that are going on. There's so many different projects that we have the opportunity to talk about, and it creates a constant excitement, really. Thank you for your questions. There was a lot of great questions coming through the chat box. Unfortunately, we don't have time to answer all of them live, but we'll follow up and answer some questions that we couldn't get to. These are exciting times for NeighborWorks Green Bay with the growth we have experienced over the last 3 years and our vision for the future of safe, affordable housing in our community. It's critical that our community give to our mission to make this vision a reality. It is with your support that we can continue to do the work we are doing and invest in this great community. We need you to continue or grow your support of NeighborWorks Green Bay and our community. Please consider donating right now through our website at nwgreenbay.org. A link for our donation page is also in the chat box. We are so grateful for your partnership and your time today. Thank you for joining us.